And we're on.
Hi. Okay, so my name is Salted Honey Boot Black. I am your 2019 Woman of Drummer, and I'm a Pisces, so I'm in the water. And you know, just just being me.
Well,
I mean,
I thought it'd be nice if we all asked you a question about your title year.
great.
You know, and we'll just go around, and if everybody would ask a question. Now, if you feel like you don't have a question, there's no pressure, but it would be great to hear everybody ask Honey a question. Oh my God, there is a stud muffin in here. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's Fidget, why don't you start? Where are you?
I'm right here. I muted myself. Can you hear me all right? Because I'm outside right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, thumbs up. Okay. So, Salted Honey Boot Black. What has been your most memorable experience of your title year so far?
Most memorable? Okay, a bunch, but Mardi Gras in Sydney felt like a surreal experience. I knew that might be a moment that I will never experience again in my life, and if I do, cherries on top. So I really took in as much as I could and just soaked it all up, every little detail. So I'd say that's my most memorable, but gosh, I've had some amazing little spots already coming up to this. So yeah.
Thank you.
Contest weekend was crazy. So that was my, like, that started the whole ride. So I mean, so it'd be hard to pick between the two, to be honest.
Did you know that Woman of Drummer was an international title when you signed up to run?
I mean, I think by the time I put in my application, it dawned on me, but really, I didn't realize that up to that point. It was just like, oh, okay, well then wow, so we are international then. Just hadn't occurred to me.
Somebody else want to ask you a question?
Why did you want to run?
Well, I was really opposed to ever running for a title. And I was at the South Central Gathering in Tulsa and really spent a lot of bonding time with Mama Gail and Voss. And Voss was our previous title holder, 2017, right? Since it lasted that long?
No, 2018.
No, 2018. Okay. So 2018 Woman of Drummer Boss was there as well, and we really connected over that weekend, and then they started giving me the nudge of, hey, you could do this too, this could be something you ought to consider. And just had a lot of encouragement from both of them, and then from other friends that I had really strengthened relationships with over that title weekend. And so I just figured, okay, why not just go ahead. Initially I thought, well, I could run for a boot black contest, but I have certain lesser abilities where I can't usually commit to a time block in a boot black stand. And so I realized I wasn't going to be able to run as a boot black for other contests. And once I put that on my mind, then along came Women of Drummer, and I was like, oh, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I'm not, you know, I think I wasn't sure of myself until I became committed, and then it was, okay, no, they're right. This is exactly me. This is exactly what I should do. So.
How is this title the same or different than other ones? Why did you match this one?
I matched this one because I had already been getting kind of reputation as just being kind of a fierce, edgy player, a hard player, but I'm also at our dungeon they used to call me the dungeon concierge, because I would just meet people at the door and go, oh my gosh, hi, welcome. Let me take you around and show you all the things. And so I thought, that's kind of a mix of a woman of drummer, sort of all can play here, but some can play hard. And just fierce and sex positive and willing to fuck shit up and have a great time doing it. So yeah, I'd say that's what it boiled down to, me going, that's me. I could do that.
Who else has a question?
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything that felt daunting to you before you were there, and then you got there and you were like, oh, this wasn't as scary as I thought it would be, or not?
At the contest? Oh, yeah. So I was nail biting over my interviews and really thought, okay, somehow it's just going to be all wrong. And I thought I would be horribly intimidated. I mean, who starts off in contests with Mama Vi as your head judge? And all these other wonderful people, 3 of whom I counted as friends at that moment. So, I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, like these are friends of mine. How am I going to be judged by friends of mine? And then Mama Vi, and it was like, oh gosh. It turned out that the interview was my favorite part of the whole weekend. I mean, everything else is just so phenomenal, but for me, it was a very soul-reaching kind of moment in time where I felt like I was just having a warm conversation with friends, but where we expressed our whole selves. And just, yeah, it was definitely.
It sounds like she froze up here, honey.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way to keep a title holder silent, right? I don't even know if you can hear. I know Ariel has their hand up to talk next. While we're
I
waiting.
had already asked my question.
Oh, did you? Then I put your little hand down here.
I did.
I just realized that we had little hands. I'd like, how, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see that there's a comment in the chat. I'm wondering, oh, somebody wrote to me privately. Oh, okay. Fidget, while we're waiting for Honey to come back,
Great.
well, you know, you were part of the making of this whole thing, Woman a Drummer. I mean, how did you visualize it? While we wait for Honey to come back.
I just visualized Women of Drummer as fun. I mean, I guess my kink is really about getting shenanigans going, playing games, hence the Kinky Olympics that I've had at other events that we've done. And so I really envisioned Women of Drummer as something fun where we could be ourselves and we can play, whether that's, you know, kink play or just fun and games play that's got kink rolled into it. And so yes, kinky shenanigans is the best kind, Baxter. Yeah. No, so you know, and Tony and I mean, this was really kind of Tony's concept going on the leather round tables that she had been running since her title year as Mid-Atlantic Leather Woman in 2012 when we shacked up. And so she was running these leather round tables all over the United States at that point as part of her title year, and then combining shenanigans and combining what we all do, and that's play. So that's how the concept of the regional gatherings that we have across the United States came about, was combining all of those things and making that Women of Drummer. And I mean, because we all, I think, really, sometimes we just need to lighten up and we just need to play, right? And be ourselves. So that's my spiel.
Right, right. So is shenanigans, and it was a round table, like bonding, but we, you know, I don't know if anybody else agrees. Let me know if you agree. You know, leather, it has seemed that leather has become a whole bunch of events in a hotel, dressing to the nines, and standing and modeling in our leather and saying hello to people, kiss, kiss, walking through the hallway. Hello, how are you, Master Cecil? Kiss, kiss. And you know, the actual, to me, leather is playing and it's fucking, and not that that doesn't go on, but it seemed like I felt like we were losing that kind of primal kind of opportunities. So we, with Women a Drummer, we combined play with roundtable connection with shenanigans, and have come up with kind of this unique kind of concept. And Honey is back now. I'm so excited. We've been buying some time for you, Honey, on your way back.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my Wi-Fi just completely kicked me off. So
It happens.
so yeah. All right. So where did we leave off?
So kind of where we were is Woman a Drummer, the requirements of the title are very different than others. What we actually do is the contest requires you to do all the bits that we make you do during your year. Can you talk about like what the requirements are? Because it's very different than other places.
So I don't know as much about other contests. What I do know about ours and how it's different is that we, instead of having a fantasy theme like you see at a lot of contests, instead we have a live, real play theme where you choose what type of play you're going to do. Choose your bottom, or in my case, your top, and just go ahead and have fun with that, you know, with that scene. It's about 30 minutes. It's nerve-wracking because in a dungeon you realize that people might be watching you, but in your scene, you know, everyone's watching you. but you also forget that the room is full of people in seconds. It's pretty amazing. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Got my ass kicked up one side and down the other. I was beat. Just silly.
It was beautiful.
Yes, because our title holder actually goes to 6 different regional weekends and hosts a play party, we thought the best way to figure out if the title holder knows how to play is to have her play and be judged on play rather than create a fantasy about what's in their head. Because we want to know that they can play safe, they understand safety, they understand connection, and that they could be like the host of ceremonies, right, in a dungeon. And you did a skit on stage, that doesn't really tell me anything if you're qualified for the position, right?
Yeah, and when you go around to play, it's very important that you play with people from that region if you're able to make that kind of connection, and or it's encouraged. You need to at least try.
I might go outside, look at the moon.
Okay.
That's why I have a sweatshirt.
Okay.
It's Glenda. Mute her.
I'll get her. I'll get her.
But yeah.
Now you.
I was muted that whole time.
No, you weren't.
Oh, okay.
No, you were saying about going to different regional gatherings and playing at the regional gatherings.
Yeah, so one thing I try to do is play with someone, you know, strike up those conversations to see if someone from that region wants to play. I don't think that's required, but I like to do that. It really kind of, for one thing, it takes away a little bit of that, you know, being unapproachable. So if I start asking other people if they'd like to play, then it kind of breaks down that them and us, you know, like, oh, they're just visiting us, but we'll play with each other. Instead, you know, asking around and making those connections whenever we're at the meet and greet, it's like, oh, you know, we could play tomorrow night, hey, you know. So it really helps build those connections in each region we go to, and, you know, make some lifelong friends. So anyway.
Does someone else have a question? I don't see a hand. I'm into this hand thing now. While we're waiting, oh, there's a hand. Go, Star, go.
So what would you say was your most difficult challenge in running during your year so far? Besides the coronavirus.
Besides the coronavirus? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of a lucky superhero or something that I got to go to Australia, made it out just before a pandemic. I'm like, shit, you know, it's kind of like sliding in the door just before it closes. So I don't feel like it's unlucky for me at all. But let's see, most difficult part of the contest weekend, I would say, was I'd say talking on stage, because talking about it is making me feel a little, you know, like, oh gosh, memories. I used to have friends tease me all the time that if I could sing my speeches, I'd get through them much easier because I can sing, or could sing, but oh, speeches just kill me. So
Hey, honey,
yes.
you know, when I think about your title year pre-pandemic, you did 3 regionals, and didn't it snow at all 3 regionals?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the point I was gonna make because I was what was the name we came up for you, Salted Honey? Like Snow Queen something, man. There was like blizzards everywhere you were going. You're like the
Everywhere I went, there was snow. I'm like, I thought I was supposed to be heading to beautiful places. I'm sorry I didn't sign up for this.
Well,
No.
she brought the salt for the roads, right? So you could at least get there. Salted
So
honey?
it snowed in Salt Lake, albeit a little bit. The rest of the time it was just damp and cold. And then yeah, it snowed in Canada.
And you
Not the
drove-
same as
you
other
drove
people's
to that.
snow, as I found out. Canada is on a whole other bitch level of snow. And then and then let's see, did it snow in snow? Yeah, it snowed in Minnesota, just a tiny bit, not enough to do anything.
followed by a pandemic.
Followed by a pandemic. I might, just a little bit, have like a little black cloud following me on my tour.
Ice cloud.
But these are the memories that you can share for a lifetime, though, really.
I will never, for the rest of my life, forget Tony's miserable self up in Park City, following Fidget and I in a snowstorm.
Yeah. Memory.
Oh,
I'll post the video later for everybody to review.
I thought I was gonna pee my pants. I was laughing so hard that day. Oh my God, it was incredible. Tony has never forgiven us.
I still blame Daddy Steph for leaving me alone with the 2 of you in a blizzard. Going 90 miles an hour down a canyon while you're smoking, chatting, and laughing with Fidget. Yes, yeah. That did affect my mood, I think. Anyone else have a question? Question for the title holder.
Huh?
Anybody else got a question?
I'm corralling my bubbles.
So, honey, let me ask you another one while people are thinking.
Okay.
You had an opportunity to play you're from Missouri, you're hanging out in Texas down there. You got to play in Salt Lake, Australia, Minnesota, and Ontario. Was there a play style that you saw, or just a really cool scene, something that stood out on all that play that you got in 6 months?
Let's see. Things that stand out that I did, or things that I saw?
That you saw or did.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh, a lot of fun ones. Oh my. Trying to think. Of course, there was a lot going on in Australia. There's almost nowhere to look. Like, too many places to look, you're not going to catch everything. In Canada, we had fun because it was such an intimate gathering that it was just like, all right, we can do whatever we want to do. We can, wear sweatsuits to the dungeon if we want to. And so that was unique unto itself. Gosh, Utah plays a lot harder than I thought they would. They're we had talks about some scenes that I was like, wow, I didn't even think to put that on a red list. Like, just was like, oh my God. Yeah, I'd say the conversation that I heard about would that stands out to me in Utah. But yeah, they play hard. Woo.
Glenda has a question for you. Glenda, do you want to read it to her, or do you want me to? Glenda's not coming on. I'll read it. Glenda asks, oh, go ahead, Glenda.
So, honey, what have you learned about yourself through being the Woman of Drummer title holder this year?
Good question.
Definitely what I've learned about myself is that I have more, that I've been able to tap into more leadership qualities this year, because it's all fun and games, but sometimes at the round table, it can, you're dipping into a deep part of people's lives. This is where we cut all the shit and talk about what it's like being a leather woman right now. And so bringing my leadership skills kind of out of my old minister's wives closet, that was something I thought I had really tucked away. And that came out a lot during the roundtables of, just leading and guiding the conversations and being the first one to step in a room and say, okay, here's who I am, and I'm here to do the things. Let's get it cracking. I'd say that is what I learned about myself primarily is, I'd say that I still have the ability to lead when I thought I had just kind of put that on a shelf. So.
Cool.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
Question? Yeah, it ends up, honey, your leadership skills, I wouldn't say is just in the round table. You're leading a movement of 20, 25 people that are the coordinators and interacting with the social media team, interacting with different people in different places. You're experienced leadership, I think, on a lot of different levels here.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's definitely involved, it's easy to see the fun bits, showing up at the dungeon and the brunch and meet and greet and stuff, but there's so much that happens behind the scenes. And so, yeah, that's been another area where I've said, oh, wow, yeah, this is where I earn my keep, is in the behind the scenes, not just hugging everyone, joking around, and then playing in a dungeon. And, it's where you earn your keep is how you build things in the background, so that when you leave the title, it's still strong and ready for someone else to pick it up and run. So.
Yeah. Would anybody, I don't see any questions right now. Folks that have met Honey and have watched her this year as Woman of Drummer, could you tell her what you appreciate that she's done or does for you? or has inspired you in any way?
I'd like to go first because I love Honey. I think one of the biggest things I appreciate about Honey is how you are just about everybody. It's never about you as a person. It's about you include people so easily. I think we've talked about this, that like before when I met Honey, because it was my first Women of Drummer, I had no idea what was going on. I didn't even know she was a contestant. And when I met her, I was like, who's this person who's just like walking around talking to everybody and like very open and in a very genuine way. And I really, really appreciate that about you. And you're always like that. So thank you.
Aw, thank you, Nix. Yeah, I saw you coming across that field and I was like, oh, hello. Who are you? You're lovely this morning.
You make me blush. I love you.
Okay, I'm posting on the event page Exhibit A of the snow princess. So I just wanted to let you know that. And some things came to mind as far as questions, and I'm kind of trying to guide it a little bit because the contest actually started before you were even at Ramblewood, and you had to put together a blog, and that's one of the other things that we do as well. And the reason that we do that is because through your title year, you have to write blogs on kind of your gatherings as the title holder. So were you intimidated by having to do blogs or doing the video when you initially put in your application?
The written blog, no, not so much. Video blog was a little bit tougher. There were probably about 10 takes before I finally went, okay, it's good enough, and sent it off. I was like, whoo. I was like, I'm the mom of the PTA, like, and so this year for our cookie crunch, we're gonna I'd say I was definitely more intimidated by the video blog than the written blog. I've always enjoyed writing, so that's not something that I figured would be terribly difficult. So I think trying to pin down who you are on paper, I will happily give my right kneecap to for someone else to write my bio, because it's like, how do you put on paper all of the different facets of you, you know, and not that you're even trying to sell it, but that you have to convince someone that it's worth reading to the end. I felt that way about the application. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to pin down what I like, what I don't like. I really, you know, getting that on paper was probably a little bit harder than it needed to be. But, I mean, needed to be on that end. Mm-hmm. I didn't need to make it as hard as I did. So anyway.
We always make things harder than they have to be, right?
Right.
And so then writing the blogs afterwards, because you've submitted how many blogs, honey? Oh, I call Tony Honey a lot of the time, and you should have seen us in Salt Lake City when I'm like, honey,
I never knew where to look.
How many blogs now have been submitted?
My application blog, and then I've submitted 2 more.
Yeah.
So I have 1 more of those to go, and I have 2 more videos to go.
Well, this should, the next installment of blog should be a doozy, man. 3 years.
So, honey, you have a question from Baxter. Baxter asks,
okay,
What is the weirdest question or thing someone has said to you since you won?
Weirdest thing. Mm,
Question or they just said to you?
yeah, no one's really asked me anything weird or done anything weird. No one's gotten my name tattooed on their ass, in other words. No, no one's been like, I named my first child Salt. Because that would be creepy. Call CPS. No one's done anything weird other than the usual. Kind of sad. I actually get a lot less dick pics as Women of Drummer. Don't know what that's about. We're going to investigate. Let's see. No, nothing odd. Or maybe I just don't see things as odd because I am odd. That's possible.
Yeah, and the year is young. You're exactly what, halfway through?
Yeah.
So let me ask, I saw this question or comment posted on Facebook last night, and I tagged you in my answer, honey, because I was thinking about you. What does the next half of the year look like? A lot of the titles are extending a year because their title holders aren't going to be out and about for 6 months to a year. And we've had that conversation, the leadership team, the drummer, and we've all decided that we're going to go ahead with the contest, whether it's in real or virtual, because it felt like these last 6 months, you're still Woman of Drummer. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, you can't go to events and stand and model, so you can't be a title holder, right?
I'd say title holding got a lot busier when everything went on lockdown. I'd say it got a lot busier because I only had to think about Women of Drummer just a couple of times a week. I worked a regular job. I had a home life. I had a relationship. I only had to think about title like maybe a couple of times a week or all weekend, but then a couple of times in midweek. Then when the pandemic hit, this has become an everyday. I can't even imagine trying to organize everything that Women of Drummer is doing on Tony's end, because it has to look like a 3-ring circus. Yeah, I'd say that that it's probably okay that we had quit traveling everywhere, but yeah, I think this is a different animal that we've just figured out a way to tackle from a different angle. So we just keep on being badass. Do an interview in a hot tub.
So there's a couple questions here, honey. Since you're getting less dick pics, do you get more tit pics?
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
And I don't know if we can answer this for Ariel now. How would a virtual contest even go? How could somebody play virtually? We have been brainstorming, and there's some fantastic ideas, but we can't tell them any details yet, honey, can we?
No, I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
Let me
I know nothing.
Mute on fidget. Yeah. Ariel, this is going to be fucking epic. Fucking epic. We're not looking at this as, oh boy, we can't have Ramblewood. We might still have Ramblewood. We don't know, right? I see Sir Amber and Lady Steel Road International Geared Up Pup does theirs online 100% and always has. Might get some pointers with them. Yeah, Amber, Lady Steel, we have reached out to them. We have definitely reached out to them. Boss, our first title holder, Honey's big sister in title, is in the pup community and is our liaison for the contest. So yeah, we are having a fantastic time thinking it through.
I'm always thinking, man. I'm always thinking. I need me some ADHD medication.
I'm glad someone is.
We have
Might
another
as well be
question.
somebody.
I see Glenda has a question. It says, what is your favorite Zoom thing that has happened so far since we went online only?
Let's see. Oh gosh. We've had some fun little moments. Definitely, I'd say talking with Mama Vi and then talking with Judy Tallwing. Just phenomenal women, just phenomenal. And so I was just happy to be present, you know, just hanging out with the masters, you know. They're just freaking amazing. So.
Amber and Lady Steel sent you a message. They have to go now, but it's been wonderful speaking with you, Salted Honey.
Yay. Okay. Bye.
Bye. I was gonna say something, but now I forgot what it was.
Oh boy.
I hate it when that happens. Oh, I was gonna talk about all the different. I heard that Star really threw a friggin' shindig that I got really jealous about, and that was what was it? Pajama and liquor. What was it?
It was onesies, undies, and whiskey.
Oh, ones and whiskey. So there has been, and maybe Honey hasn't been able to get to all the regional stuff, but there has been debauchery happening everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got real jealous of that one, that I wasn't able to be at that one. Not that I drink, but most people think I drink by the way I act sometimes, but it's okay. I've been sober for a while now, but yeah, no, there's been some fun stuff going on. So, okay, that's what I thought.
And the rule is at Women and Drummer, if you're going to get us kicked off of Zoom, make it worth it. Right?
Yeah.
Make it worth it. But try not to get kicked off.
I think the vat of Crisco, and that butt plug one was pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't get to be a part of that one. Because that was on Gretchen's night, right?
That was
Or was it later?
Truth
Dare.
actually Truth or Dare night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get to go to that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those people that don't know, we are changing the format. We have one more week of this as you see it. And then we're switching to 3 nights a week. We're going to have Star on Sunday night in California. And we have Jason in Ontario on Tuesday. And Honey's going to continue on Friday. Honey, can you talk, like, what kind of format are you going to use for Friday night? Do you have a name yet, a theme? How are we moving forward on Fridays?
Fireside Fridays. And if I can't decide, if I for some reason can't build a fire, like the wind, the rain, whatever, then we'll just pop in a tub and we'll just do something different.
You're going to invite a different speaker each week that
Yeah.
is involved in Women of Drummer one way or another,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Star, what are you going to be doing on Sunday nights? What's going to happen Sunday?
We have 2 topics that are written down somewhere.
Right. No, I'm not talking about this week. I'm talking about the new format that you're going to start in 2 weeks.
I'm going to start 2 hours earlier, and it's going to be 6 o'clock Bloody Sundays. So, you know, that's just how that's going to roll. And it's going to be all different types of bloody fun. We're going to have a bloody good time.
So we have Fireside Fridays, we have a Bloody Sundays, and Jason on Tuesday in Ontario. They have interpreters, and it's like a great big discussion, and they pick a different topic each week. So we're going to change to 3 nights a week. And Glenda, I want to do a shout out for helping us with Matt secure the funds for interpreters for the whole summer for all 3 nights. So depending on what Star comes up with on Bloody Sundays, I'm not sure if we can interpret what goes on sometimes on that call. I'm not sure, but we'll do the best we can. Any other questions for Honey? Like the bubbles, I know we could stay here forever and wait for those bubbles to disappear. So, Honey, why should somebody run for Woman of Drummer? I mean, on this call, there might not be anybody interested, but we've had like 3 or 4 people come talk to you. A couple people talk to me. Now, that's all pre-pandemic, right? Why should somebody run?
Well, if we're talking about during pandemic, why you should run, I would say just for this reason here. I mean, just being able to reach out and connect to people about important topics, fun topics, and just the shenanigans. And then when it becomes lifetime, it's even that much more fun. I mean, it's crazy fun. So I would say that would be a good reason in itself. But then just to be a part of women's leather history while you're surrounding yourself with women of leather history. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, we have so few opportunities to walk side by side with people who are changing the world. And I mean, I just feel like we do that. And that probably sounds like a Miss America speech, I just realized. But no, I mean, that's how I feel. I feel that, you know, it changed my entire universe, you know, just the people you meet and the experiences you have are worth the struggle to get there. So.
Cool. I believe Sabina had a comment or a question.
Just a quick, first of all, I wanted to say thank you to Salted Honey because she's been so accessible to a lot of us this, you know, since you ran, and just how friendly and welcoming you've been to everybody. It's a big deal.
Thank you.
And what's happening right now with these weeknight meetings has been really important. It's helped a lot of us feel really connected. So that goes to the whole crew, not just you, but to everybody. This has been really important for some of us.
Yeah.
So my quick question was just because you're going to have such a unique year, okay? Like many other title holders, it's going to be a really unique title year. What do you sort of want to leave as your mark at the end of it? I know that you're only halfway through, but what is sort of the legacy that you want to leave? What's your stamp on this?
Good question.
Ooh. Yeah. I would say that the legacy I want to leave is exactly what you just thanked me for. I mean, just being accessible, that you can reach out and to make everyone feel like they have a place in this community. And that, you know, when you consider yourself a badass leather woman, then already you're kin to me. So I think that's one thing that I would like to say, you know, it's where I leave a mark. I would hope people say that, because it's definitely something that I feel. I just, yeah, I just really want everyone to feel like they have the right to play here. And, you know, and even if we're not the place for someone, then at least they'll see that there's someone out there that they can, you know, jump in with. So,
Honey,
yeah.
I just, you know, I'm a sadist and I rarely get a moment like this. So I'm just gonna take it.
Okay.
You have 3 goals that you want to accomplish this year. So you were just asked, and I don't remember what they are. So I thought this would be beautiful because I am a sadist, right? So this would be a beautiful time to ask you what those 3 goals are, because, you know, if you're going to leave a legacy, what 3 areas do you want to leave a legacy in? Like, the answer you just gave is beautiful, fucking beautiful, right? But opportunity to tell us exactly what you want to.
Yeah, that, let's see. I think when we first talked about this, I said I wanted to be fierce. I wanted to make space, and I wanted people to know that, you know, that I was thoughtful, that I was considerate of others in the community, and you know, willing to go to bat for anyone, you know, that they would know that about me. But to be fierce and just a general badass, and then to make space in women's leather history and make play spaces where we're included. We're included, we're welcome, and that we're able to absolutely kick ass while present. So, yeah.
Right. I'll never forget when you asked me, you said, I want to go to Australia. And I said, well, if you can tell me why that's a good, you know, use of title fund money, you got to tell me why. And I remember I kind of caught you off guard. You're like, but then you tied it to your second goal, which is exactly why.
Yeah.
Like, there aren't that many spaces for leather women, and to claim space for leather women, and how important that was for you in the very beginning and continued to be, and to bring your fierce badass self there. And the pictures, you got to have pictures if you're a woman, a drummer, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Happen, right?
I wasn't just in pictures, I was on a Jumbotron. And somewhere there's a lovely little Asian tourist that has me in grandma's vacation photo. So I don't know. Oh,
classic.
So I think that is a great way to end. There's some announcements that different folks want to make. I know I want to make an announcement. Glenda, you have one?
Yes. Tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock Eastern time, 4 o'clock Pacific time. Jill Carter, International Ms. Leather 1996, is hosting Leather Jeopardy. It's going to be so much fun. I got picked as a contestant. I'm excited beyond belief. What y'all don't know probably is that a way long time ago, Black Rose in the pansexual group in DC used to have a weekend event every year. And I got convinced them to underwrite the Holly Weird Squares with Chuck Renslow as the center square. Midori, Laura Antonou, the basically queer leatherati at that moment in time were the 9 were the people in the squares, and it was just an absolute hoot. So all these many years later to get to play Leather Jeopardy, I hope I don't embarrass myself, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's Carter Johnson, it's Jill Carter, Vi's involved. I posted the link to the discussion group. I don't know if you've posted it up yet or not, Tony. It's probably in the queue. But it should be a whole lot of fun, and I hope y'all will join us and root me on. It's going to be I just think it'd be a hoot.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Glenda.
Yeah, it sounds fun. I also want to announce that the Leather Quill Writing Project is underway. And thank you all that are participating. Some of you are in the group already. You're in the writing group. Some of you are actually working it and interviewing people and transcribing. I'm thrilled that Woman of Drummer is taking this as an initiative right now. I just finished module 2 of the course that goes with this today. I need to stay 1 module ahead of everybody, creating all the worksheets and the prompts. What we do in that course is we take you from your idea, and 5-6 weeks from now, we take you to a finished memoir. Or you can do it quickly by just having us interview you and transcribe it, and we could do it that way too. But we're raising some money for some folks in the community who are out of work right now, so that they have some funds. We're putting some money in the kitty for Woman of Drummer, because if you know anything about Woman of Drummer, we operate at cost, and everything being out of commission and returning tickets, people are asking for refunds. We're down to nothing. So it's helping us stay up and running and doing all the things that we do. So if you don't want to do it and be in our working group, we do have a deal to become a founder in the program to get first dibs at all our retreats and things we're going to do in the future. It's $99, and you get the course for that. You get to come into the writing group. There's about 10 of us in there now, and we start in a week. So the offer of $99 is done in a week, and then the price goes up to $149 and $199. So now's the time to grab them. Was there a question? I heard something. No, so please join us. The links are up. Any other announcements? Well, thank you, honey.
Only that I'm getting free.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, is the water cold yet?
I
Get in
really
there.
I like this new format, that if there's no fire, then we get to see you naked.
If there's no fire, then we get
In the
bubbles.
bubble bath. All right.
All right,
Thank
folks.
you,
Well,
honey.
Thank-
Everybody check out the video of the snowstorm in Salt Lake. It's on the event page. It's really fun.
And Star, we are at 8 o'clock Pacific time Sunday night for a topic that we can't remember.
Breastplay.
I'll go.
Breastplay.
Every time you guys say that,
Boots
I
and
hear
boobs.
breast.
Boots and breastplay for sure, but also breastplay.
What?
'Cause
Boots and boobs.
Boots and boobs and breastplay.
Got it.
Charlie is just determined to be in front of me no matter what.
Dale.
It's all
All
good.
right.
You
Good
guys
night,
Thank you. Good night.
have a good night.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.